Hey guys, I'm Alia. Nice to meet you all. I am a Malaysian living in London. Not sure why that's important. I hope that puts a little bit of context on things. This is my first ever podcast. Episode. I don't know what it's called yet, but maybe I'll edit it in. Welcome to... So, if you're here, thanks for joining me. You are now one of my friends. A little bit of an introduction. The reason why I'm doing this podcast is I've been inspired by Soju with Sarah. Recently, I found her podcast on Spotify, and I've been listening to her as an alternative to like other, I suppose, more serious topics that I usually listen to. I've been listening to a podcast about going on walks and, well, mostly going on walks, to be honest. Like, at the end of the day when I want to relax and I don't really want to, I just want something easy. And yeah, so I was hoping to do the same thing. First business of the day, or the episode, or this podcast, or this series is, let's go with starting fresh / New Year resolution for 2025. I get it. New Year's resolution is not for everyone, right? I like to look at New Year's as like a fresh chapter, basically. Like, I anticipate it. I'm the kind of person who watches like, oh, Sunday reset or June reset or 2025 reset. I'm that kind of gal. I like doing that. It keeps me motivated. I like being in that headspace. So resolutions are quite important to me. I've done it for years. Do I ever achieve them? Sometimes I do. My resolutions are usually quite varied. This year, I not only have resolutions, but I also have this thing where it's like, okay, for 2024, my motto will be this. For 2025, my motto will be this. So last year, or a couple of years ago, it was one of it. I'll give you an example. Being of like, oh, a ship is safe at shore, but that's not what it's built for. So that used to be one of my mottos in the past few years. And this year, I think it's going to be being honest, right? So being honest with myself, like what are my needs, being honest with my friends, being honest with co-workers, just being honest, like setting up boundaries. If something doesn't make me happy, I'd like to communicate that. Or like I'm quite into working. I'm not a workaholic. I do enjoy working, or I do enjoy doing stuff. Okay, I'm going to rephrase that. I enjoy doing things. That things could be anything. Could be learning, could be working, could be doing art. However, sometimes I'm not very good at saying no. I feel like this is for a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people can relate to this, right? Not very good at saying no. So this year, I plan to be honest. I plan to be honest on what I want out of this year. If something makes me uncomfortable, or if, let's say, on a weekend I'm just really tired or I'm worn out, and I need some time to just chill at home and not see my friends. I would like to be able to communicate those things without creating any hard feelings. People around me are very understanding, very grateful for that. I think I just need to get better at communicating. That's like my motto, which is kind of falls into like the other resolutions that I have. But yeah, I mentioned earlier, like Soju with Sarah is one of the podcasts that I've been listening to that inspired me to do this. One of the things that she's spoken about before is having a lot of interest or hobbies in your 20s. My resolution this year is to just try things out, experiment, try something new like this, for example. I mean, I don't know where I'm going with this talking to camera / mic thing, but I enjoy yapping, so why not try it out? Also, it's like journaling, but on recorded rather than writing it down. And I feel like this will also help me with my confidence or speaking skills and like being spontaneous or being, quick on my feet. because I don't think I'm that kind of person. So I'd like to work towards that. Presentation skills, I'm not presenting anything, but I am talking to, hopefully, somebody who's listening, an audience. And I feel like it's a good way to practice. So here we are. And what else? Ooh, one of the things that I've been wanting to start, and I'm very proud of myself, pat myself on the back, which is to, make hosting a thing. Like, I love hosting. I love having people around when I plan to have people around. So hosting is one of the ways to do that. But make it cutesy, make it very demure, being intentional with like the things that I cook, being intentional with how I present food. Yeah. I got like a bunch of like small stuff from IKEA and some ribbons. Well, one roll of ribbon. I would like to buy more, but we start somewhere, and then if I keep doing it, then maybe I can make my collection a bit bigger. I started off with pink, like mauve pink. Well, I wanted to buy mauve pink, but Amazon sent me like a rose baby pink. I don't mind it, like it works. Like I'm the only person who knows what's in my head and what I want it to look like. But it's pretty. If it's pretty, like people will appreciate it, it's fine. But I really wanted to get like ruby as well, especially for Galentine's. That's what we're gonna do next. Hosting my girlfriends over for Galentine's, which is gonna be really, really cute. What are some other resolutions that I have? Being honest, hosting more people, looking after myself. Yes. This year I want to take care of myself. I spoke about being honest earlier. So I feel like that's probably one of the key things that I want to do. That falls under this umbrella, this category. So like self-care, some people take it seriously, some people think it's gimmicky, but I feel like it's one of the things that I do neglect. I'm always doom scrolling, so I'm trying to look for things that I can do that isn't doom scrolling. So looking after myself in the sense of looking after my brain, looking after my attention span, looking after my skin, looking after all sorts of stuff, the things that you eat, my diet, my sleep schedule. Yeah, I want to fix my sleep schedule. I feel like people can relate to that, especially when you're getting ready for bed, you're in bed, and you're on your phone. Suddenly 2 hours have passed. I need to stop that, basically. 2025. Pretty much try to get rid of my phone addiction. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we try. Yeah, and starting new things, experimenting, and just being comfortable with trying things. Not have that expectation that just because I put time and money into something, I have to be good at it or perfect at it or make it into do it all the time. Like I'm the kind of person who likes having many interests and many hobbies. I feel like that's quite common among people in their 20s, and people don't talk about it that much. It's always like, it feels like there's always a need to put a label to what or who you are. For example, like, oh, I do pottery, or I knit, and then you have to show results for it. And I feel like that puts a lot of pressure on, like I put a lot of pressure on myself, feeling like if I don't have a result or an outcome from it, I've wasted time and money. But actually, you know what? I'm this year we're getting rid of that mentality. This is the year that we spend time to enjoy life. And it's okay to change interests. It's okay to be interested in different things at different times, and you can always come back to it. Like life is short, but life is also long. Like you have many years to try things. And if you feel like, this is more of an advice for myself, to be fair. Well, if you feel like you want to try something, go for it. Don't stop yourself. Because if you keep saying next time, or when I have more money, or when I have more time, like time runs out before you realize. So yeah, experimenting and trying new things, like this podcast, for example, and also being supportive of other people who want to do the same. Like, I think it's just the background that I come from. There's always that feeling at the back of my head where I feel like when you pick something up, you have to be good at it. No, you don't. And you have people start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. You don't just start something and you're good immediately. It doesn't work like that. You have to start from the beginning and you have to do your time. You know how people say, you do your 10,000 hours and that's when, you know, you're really good at something, or you're like a professional, not professional, but that's your thing. So it's okay if you start with a painting and it doesn't turn out the way you want, but you have to start somewhere. If you've never painted before, how do you expect it to be good right away, you know? So yeah, those are my New Year resolutions. Ooh, one more thing. Low buy year. Ooh, this is a controversial one, I think. Low buy year. I started with wanting to do a no buy year, but I can't. I'm a shopaholic. I can't do that. I can just not buy anything. I can try to not buy as much as I want. I've got like a whole wish list. There's so many things on there. But I tried. Now it's like the end of January. I think I've been really successful for the first month, you know. For low buy, I really reduced the amount of like eating out and takeaways this month, and I'm really hoping to keep that consistent for the next couple of months and for the rest of the year, hopefully. Like really spend my money intentionally. Like for an event, an occasion, that's fine. For a friend's birthday, love it. I'm gonna do that. Or like for work friends, because I only work from the office once a week, so you know I don't see my colleagues that often. So I don't mind splurging on having like a nice lunch with them and spending some time and socialize. So that's cool. I'm cool with that, but not like dinner every week or dinner every night or every other night. I've gotten better at that. I'm making my shopping list a bit more interesting to help with that, so that I don't get bored or that get tired of the things that I cook at home. This is good actually. This whole low buy thing, like it's actually encouraged me to be a better cook, or putting a little bit more effort into learning to cook my favorite things. For example, you know, with inflation, there's a lot of my comfort food that has gone up in price or has reduced in portion, and it's so sad. It's so annoying, but it's also good because that means that I have made the effort to learn to cook my own, to cook the things that I like. For example, I found a place that I could buy sashimi grade fish. I love salmon sashimi. I love salmon ceviche. I love salmon tartar. Like those are my favorite food. That's a salmon tartar with specific ingredients that I like because I now make my own. I know what I like. You know, capers, pomegranate, um, lemon, and olive oil, and what's not scallion. What is it called? Oh god, those tiny onions. Not scallops. I have no idea what they're called. Anyway, that. Yeah, that is my death row meal. That and some sirap bandung. Sirap bandung and salmon tartar, please. So yeah, now I make my own. Thanks to this whole no buy, low buy thing. Like, I've learned some new skills myself. I'm a better cook now, which I really appreciate. You know, making your own brownies, tiramisu, cookies, baking, all of that. Or tomka. I'm just listing my favorite foods now. You guys don't need to hear this. But yeah, New Year's resolution. What a topic. I could go on and on about this, but I hope whoever's listening that you find that, you know, I'm somebody that you could listen to like listening to a friend. Hopefully my topics or the things that I'll be talking about in future episodes will be relatable or interesting or useful in some ways. Like, I'm no expert in anything. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. I don't have specific knowledge on anything, but I do like to yap. So I'm just here to yap, guys. I'm just here to to just keep on talking until I run out of till my mouth runs dry. So yeah, thank you for listening. I just want this to be relaxing, casual, just like hanging out with an old friend. But thank you for listening, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Fingers crossed. Bye.